Trump, talking with Sean exclusively. They say that Doge has already identified 1% of the waste, fraud, and abuse in government spending, which may be at the moment not a big pile. But Tim Scott, chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, is with me now. We were showing the number there, $2 trillion, because in January, Musk said he can cut $2 trillion. And then he said, if we go for $2 trillion, maybe we hit $1 trillion. You've been in D.C. for a while now. Is it doable?
Listen, the bottom line is over a 10-year budget window, certainly it's definitely doable without any question. But what's more important is every single dollar spent by the government is a dollar not spent in the private sector. That translates into billions and billions and billions of dollars wasted through waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. If we can keep those dollars in the private sector, America wins, and that's why Doge is so important. Whether he finds $500 billion, $1 trillion, or even aspirationally $2 trillion, that probably multiplies to $10 trillion in private sector activity over a 10-year period of time. Those numbers are real dollars in the pockets of the American people. Thank God Almighty, we have a president who made promises on the campaign trail, and now he's keeping those promises.
Okay,
good news for the American people.
Free at last, free at last. Not quite yet, but we'll see.
Thank God Almighty.
Who knows where they are in 6 months? Who knows where they are in a year? We'll see on that. So I'm going to move to another topic in the interest of time.
Sure.
You got a big job to get this budget bill done and to reconcile it with the House and on. Moments ago on Truth Social, President Trump said we need both chambers to pass the House budget to kickstart the reconciliation process and move all of our priorities to the concept of one big, beautiful bill. Steve Scalise was on X. He said it's time to act on all the powerful mandates the American people gave to Donald Trump in November. So, Senator, what do you vote for?
Well, listen, one team is what I vote for. What I've seen for the first time in my time in Washington, Republicans playing team ball. That is great news. John Thune, Mike Johnson, President Trump, all on the same page. Working the sausage factory is an ugly process behind doors. The good news is President wants it done in public. That's great news. We'll start on that this week. We'll get the border done. We'll find ways to help explode the energy opportunities in our country. We'll see, frankly, our defense taken care of. And yes, we need to make sure that the $4 trillion of tax cuts are permanent. How do we get there? One bill, two bills. That we get there is the most important ingredient for President Trump's success, and we will deliver. So
I'm hearing a little folks on the Senate side wavering on this. I don't know if you go for one for two, but time will tell. Chuck Schumer has it out for you. Watch.
This is going to be a long, drawn-out fight. We will show the hollowness of Republicans' arguments on cutting waste. We will expose Republican attempts to cut health care, to cut Medicaid, to cut housing, to cut NIH, to empower Doge, so it incinerates basic services that help tens of millions of people.
I don't know how many Democratic votes you're going to get. At the moment, I think it's zero.
I think you're right, Bill, but here's what we know. The Democrats led the economy for 4 years. It also cost the American taxpayer and voter $1,000 a month in spending power. Here are the people who have no desire to find waste, fraud, or abuse in our government. How do we know that? They're whining and complaining right now about Doge. We have a commitment to the American people. Let them keep their money. Let them decide their future. That's the way it works in America. And so for all my Democrat friends who do not like Doge, who do not like cutting unnecessary and wasteful spending, your time is out. Well, it is time for the American people to make their decisions with their resources. And we, one team, we're committed to that.
At the moment, it seems to poll pretty well. So you might be on the right side
Absolutely.
of the issue. Senator, thank you for coming on. Nice to see you in your home state.
See you soon.
You bet. Tim Scott, thank you.